That lawnmower. That's it. Start that.
Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know.
I made a post and basically told Roach. He tagged Lamar Roach and he said, "Look, you're not getting that fight with Tank."
A day in the life of Gervonta Davis while preparing for Jake Paul is nothing short of pure focus and dedication. Every moment in the gym is spent perfecting his speed, power, and precision. From exhausting conditioning drills to high-intensity sparring, Tank shows absolute discipline and an unshakable mindset. Each session reflects his hunger, determination, and refusal to let distractions interfere, proving he's fully prepared for the test that lies ahead. Rolly Romero's view on the Jake Paul vs. Gervonta Tank Davis showdown brings a grounded perspective to the hype. He emphasizes that Tank's legacy is already set in stone, regardless of the outcome. As a proven world champion with major achievements, Davis doesn't need this fight to validate his greatness. Still, Romero acknowledges Jake Paul's size as a genuine factor that can't be overlooked. While Paul's natural physical edge could play a role, it doesn't diminish the respect and recognition Tank has rightfully earned throughout his career.
Might be too big for him, but like Jake Paul might be too big for him, or Tank might crack him. You don't know. Like I said, or it's an exhibition. We don't know if they go at each other or not, or we don't know. I don't know. I can't give an opinion because I don't know what's going on.
Do you think it impacts, will it impact Tank's legacy if Jake Paul were to beat him or even knock him out?
Dude, Tank's a 3-division world champion, 4-time 3-division world champion. At the end of it, bro, you can't take anything away from him.
You know, some people trying to give, that's fair, some people trying to give Tank a hard time. They're saying he should have took a fight with Lamar Roach or Shakur Stevenson. But when you think about it, do you think this is business and look, he's getting a bag, or is there some validity to people saying that he ducked Roach?
I mean, there's still other options, you know? It's bro, you can't be mad at somebody for doing what they feel is best for them. It's the same way Roach feels Tank is the best option for him. Same way that Stevenson thinks Tank's the best option for him, or all that stuff, right?
Paulie Malignaggi highlights the crucial difference between sheer size and real experience. While Jake Paul has built a name for himself and developed a strong physical presence, Malignaggi makes it clear that raw strength alone isn't enough in boxing. Gervonta Davis has already proven himself on the sport's grandest stages, headlining major events and battling top-tier opponents. No matter how much bigger Jake Paul may be, he simply can't compete with Tank's years of training, sharp ring IQ, and ability to adjust under pressure. Malignaggi's take drives home the point that in boxing, it's skill and experience, not just size, that often decide the outcome.
I think Davis is more to lose because he's the bona fide world champion. I don't care if he's much smaller. I think Jake Paul has sort of plateaued as far as where his boxing is concerned. It's rather low level. Yeah. He's big, he's physical, he's strong, he can hit. So there is that risk. Davis, at lightweight, you're in a moment where it's too physical for you. You can clinch. Against the heavyweight, where you clinching? You ain't getting out of that corner just clinching anymore if you run out of space. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. But Davis, listen, there's a lot of talking points that I'm sure we'll get into when this gets closer to the fight. Davis can still punch at lightweight. Can he drop a heavyweight? There's a lot to gain there, right? If Davis knocks
the answer is yes.
If Davis drops Jake on his ass, as much as Davis is the one with more to lose, it's still a highlight moment.
A visual that will stay forever.
Yeah, but if you get dropped, even if you're smaller, you're still a world champion in multiple weight classes. If you get dropped, what's the look? What's the feel? On the inside, as boxers, me and Chris Algieri, the champ, even you, Jim, you have fight experience, so we know that the risk is a big guy that big hits you. You're probably going down if you're a small guy, if he hits you clean. So we know the risk, but how does it look to the public eye who don't understand that? You know what I mean? The public. So there is a lot to lose, though. There's a bit to gain. I wouldn't necessarily have an issue with this had Davis's career arc been one that benefited boxing. Davis was manufactured and put into a position where he's supposed to benefit boxing. And I don't think he has. I think he's hurt boxing. So by giving him this reward, that's my problem. Why are we watching this? Why don't you make him earn his spot that he still hasn't earned?
Teofimo Lopez sees the matchup less as a traditional sporting contest and more as a spectacle built for entertainment. In his eyes, this fight isn't about legacy or rankings. It's about showmanship and big money. He points out that both Jake Paul and Gervonta Davis are set for huge paydays, and that alone makes the event meaningful. While it may not carry the prestige of a world championship bout, Lopez still believes it has value. By drawing in mainstream attention, even a fight that feels like an exhibition can bring new fans to the sport and help grow boxing's audience.
He invested on it, and I'm actually very happy for Gervonta and Jake. I really am, man. It's good for the sport in some way, you know?
So a heavyweight versus a lightweight.
Yeah.
You got a fly hit me, yeah. A heavyweight versus a lightweight. How's this gonna work?
Hey, they make it work. It's an exhibition for a reason. So, you know, they know what they're doing. And, you know, shout out to Netflix and shout out to both of them, honestly. Like I said, I think a lot of people in the boxing world are kind of upset. I could care less. I think they're going to go out there and make their money. It falls on the number 8 for a reason. They're going to make a lot of money.
Have you got a prediction for that fight?
My prediction? A show.
Well, clearly it's a show, but when you've got a lot of people underestimating Jake Paul once again, but when you've got a heavyweight boxer who knows how to throw punches and knows the basics against a lightweight, it's quite a difference. I mean, have you sparred heavyweights before?
Yeah.
For competitive sparring in the ring?
Yeah, it's not the same. It's not the same, not at all. Definitely got to move. I've actually played around a few times, went through between their legs just to duck around. But yeah, because they're taller, you know. But I think for that competition, that fight, it reminds me a lot like The Big Show, and Floyd Mayweather when they fought in WrestleMania.
Yeah. And will that end the same way?
Possibly. Maybe some brass knuckles in there too.
Can you see Jake Paul knocking out Gervonta Davis?
It's boxing, man. And if it's a show like this, anything goes, anything happens.
Nate Diaz, true to his outspoken nature, completely brushes off the matchup. To him, the fight carries zero real competitive value. He insists that no matter who comes out on top, the result won't add anything significant to either fighter's career. In Diaz's view, it's nothing more than a show for entertainment, closer to pro wrestling or a staged spectacle than an authentic boxing contest. His raw, unfiltered take slices through the hype, casting the fight as more of a sideshow than a legitimate sporting event.
I gotta ask you, Jake Paul versus Gervonta Davis. Does Davis have a chance?
Gervonta is a great boxer, but he ain't gonna do.
So you got Jake Paul by knockout, or?
No, I don't got anybody, but I don't think.
He's just too small.
It just. I don't want to beat up somebody that small. I don't want to, you know what I'm saying?
What do you think of the fight?
I don't want to lose to somebody else. There's no point in the fight. It's a great fight, actually. I'm not hating on the fight, but I think. My thoughts on it is let's watch and see what happens.
Ryan Garcia said that boxing's turning into WWE.
Yeah,
with that type of matchup. What do you agree? Last thing, White House card, like he said, you want Conor McGregor.
Yeah, but the whole thing's on WWE. So
right.
Like, at least that's happening and getting something to talk about, something to watch. And I'm looking forward to that fight, actually.
Jeff Mayweather echoes Nate Diaz's skepticism, openly questioning the point of the matchup. In his eyes, pairing a proven world champion like Gervonta "Tank" Davis with a YouTuber-turned-boxer such as Jake Paul just doesn't add up. While he acknowledges the financial appeal and the business side driving the fight, Mayweather still considers it odd and largely unnecessary. His perspective reflects the frustration and confusion shared by many traditional boxing fans who see crossover fights as more spectacle than sport.
It's kind of weird because Jake Paul is extremely bigger than Tank, and I mean, but with it being a exhibition, it makes sense. It's fine. He got a big name that he's going to be fighting, but I mean, it really makes no sense because he's going to be weighing over 200 and some pounds. Tank's going to probably be weighing maybe at the most 147, 150. So I don't even understand why the fight is happening.
KSI, with his first-hand experience in the influencer boxing world, pulls back the curtain on Jake Paul's promotional playbook. He claims that the talk of Jake facing Anthony Joshua was never a genuine possibility, but rather a clever tactic to stir headlines and mislead fans. To KSI, the matchup with Gervonta Davis is just another step in Jake's pattern of manufacturing hype instead of pursuing true heavyweight challenges. His take exposes the theatrical and at times manipulative nature of modern boxing promotions.
I knew AJ and Jake was never gonna happen.
I didn't.
Really?
Yeah.
You thought it was actually gonna happen? Bro, it's so crazy. Like, I feel like so many people just believe everything online.
But that's pretty unbelievable on the other hand.
I feel like I know. Well, okay, how do I say it like this? Itoma versus White. I had a lot of people bet on White winning. And I'm there like, you guys don't watch boxing, do you? You just look at a record and go, oh, Dylan's fought many more people than Itoma. That record says a lot. Itoma's like 18, not 18, Itoma's 20, inexperienced, round one. Like, I just knew Itoma was gonna just destroy him. And I think a good fight for Itoma would be him and Wilder. I think that'd be a very good fight.
That wraps up today's video. Stay tuned for more breaking boxing updates, and make sure to hit that subscribe button so you don't miss any of the latest news. What do you think? Let us know in the comments.